gentlemen, everything that we have practiced for, all the mock drafts, all the real draft, the best ball tournaments, it all comes down to this real NFL football this weekend. We've already had 2 games. Obviously, as we said before those 2 games even began, things are going to get chaotic. All right, there's going to be massive overreactions in both ways, right? People victory lapping, all right? People saying everything's going to be okay, and it's all somewhere in the middle, and don't expect that to stop in week number 1. All right, there will be more chaos for the rest of these games. A lot of things that people think are locked and loaded are going to be surprised, and that's the beauty of football. We appreciate y'all for being here with us. Do us a favor and hit the like button to show some love. We will do our best to answer as many questions as we possibly can on this stream right here. Okay. Now, we do have some very exciting information. Okay. Now, we have never done this before. This might be stupid. We've never done this before, but we wanted to try it just to have some fun. I think some of you guys may be afraid to jump on the Flock site because it's new. It's new to you. You think, okay, well, I can just drop a super chat and it's easy that way. And you guys constantly probably hear us say, well, it's better experience for you on the Flock site, which it truly is. Once you link your team, we have so much information when you ask a question. So we thought, what could we do to bridge the gap for those people? And what we're doing today for the first time ever, and probably only going to do it today, is we're offering a buy one, get one for any voucher that you purchase on the site. Okay, today and today only, we are doing a BOGO offer, which means from this moment onwards, not anyone who's already submitted, I'm sorry, but from this moment onwards, we just can't, it might get crazy, we don't know. But from this very moment onwards, anytime you submit a question, a trade question, a start sit question on the Flock site with the promo code LAND, has to be promo code LAND. So if you don't have an account, sign up, use the code LAND. Anytime you submit a question with us, we're gonna honor that and give you a free voucher. Now, you can submit one trade question, one start sit question, and you'll get a voucher for each of those. So 2 total, but it is just 1 per person because this is a pretty crazy deal. So again, today, this stream only, we are doing a BOGO offer on questions on the site. So if you've been watching our streams and you've thought, I'd really love to go over there and I'd love to get on the site. I would love to see what it's like to submit a question through there. Well, first off, we are confident that it's going to be the best experience you've ever had asking for fantasy football advice. But we wanted to bridge the gap. We wanted to make it as easy as we possibly could for you. So again, if you have never created an account on the Flock site, here is a link. You can create an account, use the promo code LAND. All right, I put that in the chat for you guys. But again, BOGO offer on trade and start sit questions today and today only. Appreciate y'all for being here. I hope we don't end up regretting that. Time will tell. Here's how today's stream is going to go. Very, very simple. We've got questions on the Flock site. We're going to answer them in order, okay? And then when the questions on the Flock site are done, we'll jump over to YouTube. We'll answer any super chats. And then if we have time, of course, we will answer as many questions as possible. Guys, that is our goal every time we do a stream this entire year, to answer as many questions as possible, to help as many people as possible. But the best way for you to do so, to get help from us, is to prioritize it through the website. Now, we appreciate all of y'all for being here. We are going to jump into the stream, but as we have done every stream this week, we're going to do the same giveaway as well. So all you need to do to enter today's giveaway, is type week 1 into the YouTube chat. All right, week 1 into the YouTube chat and like the stream. Once you've done those 2 things, you will be automatically entered. Every 50 likes we get, we will raffle off some free questions on the site. All right, Badaki, let's jump into Dynasty Hell here with a trade question, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. 2 quarterback, 10 team start 10. He says, okay, no time to premium start 10, getting Chase. So he's sitting early first and 26, 27 second, Brian Thomas and Michael Pittman. And a start 10, off the rip, my initial thought is
this is
no,
about as cheap for Jamar Chase as you can get right now. I love Brian Thomas, but that's pretty affordable, Jamar Chase in Dynasty.
Yeah, exactly. This will be a no for me. If you can add another first.
I think you're reading it the wrong way. He's receiving Jamar Chase, brother.
Okay, yes. You're right. That's what I mean. So if you're receiving Jamar Chase, yes. If you're going to be sending this trade away for him and you can get Chase, then absolutely, let's do it.
Okay, we're on the same page there. That's a very affordable Jamar Chase. It's made even easier when you keep in mind that it's only a 10-team league, so those premier guys we want on our team. What's up, Jay Allison here, who says, should I do this trade or try to get a decent wide receiver 2 or equivalent on waivers? Any other good trades? Okay, so they would be sending away Chuba Hubbard and Zach Charbonnet, and they would get back T. Higgins. This is a pretty even deal. I think if Charbonnet, obviously his value comes from a Walker injury, so that's a difficult thing to project. Like if Walker, let's say, and I'm not projecting this, and we don't want this to happen, but let's just say Walker sustained an injury and he's out 6 weeks after this weekend, right? Then I think you would regret this trade. But if Walker stays healthy the entire year, and I think you're probably going to prefer T. Higgins, but it's very, very close. You're losing Chuba Hubbard, which would make Bashul Tootin your wide receiver. What happened in your draft, bro?
Yeah, wide receivers are pretty significant there for him. He doesn't really have anyone. George Pickens didn't have the greatest game.
Hopefully he started Keenan.
I was going to say he probably didn't start Keenan unless he's starting Jawan Jennings there. I would say you kind of need this trade because
but then his running back room is just like one injury away from pure chaos.
I mean, he doesn't have a wide receiver though, so it's kind of give or take. You know, do you roll the dice or do you take T. Higgins specifically with this trade in general? Like, not looking at anyone else, you could probably try and swap another running back somehow, getting JK if you want in return, but I don't know how possible that is.
Oh, there's a new feature. When you click on a name, now it pulls the person up, which is great, but that's going to make the team reviews really frustrating. Okay, so if you think about Bo Nix here, that's your 1, Bijan's 2, Bucky's 3, Pickens is 4, Jerry's 5, McBride is 6. Right now, Hubbard is 7. If you lose Hubbard, then you're going to have to start Judy anyway. I think with the context of only having, like, if you lose Hubbard and Charbonnet, you're in a really difficult spot. I think if you lose Charbonnet and Hubbard, you're in a more difficult spot than you are now, in my opinion. So I probably lean towards holding here myself.
Okay.
But you're on the other side, which is fair. I think there's more value overall in T. Higgins. Maybe can we counter and get like some other handcuff on our team? Like, can you just grab a Tyler Algier just in case? The reason this guy wants Charbonnet is because he has Walker. He's probably worried. So can you get Tyler Algier back? Can you get J.K. Dobbins? Would he be even better? But yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you big time. All right, Sam Stu here says, I'm down by 56 points because my opponent had Hurts, Barkley, Pickens, and Goddard play last night. He has James Cook on Sunday Night Football and Aaron Jones on Monday Night Football.
Okay, well, let's have a look at this. Baker Mayfield, Brock Purdy, you're starting Monty there. You don't have a strong RB1 or RB2, so it looks like you're going to have to start naming like a Jordan Mason, to be completely honest with you. You had Ladd, who just got over 13 points, Chris Olave, Brian Thomas, Mark Andrews at that wide receiver flex, at that flex position. Names that I'm seeing really fast Hunter and...
You definitely play Hunter. You can't play Judkins because he's not going to have a role in week 1.
It'll probably be Mooney if he plays, and if not, it would be Higgins. But I know Mooney right now is questionable going into that game.
Mooney if he plays. If not, we'll go Jaden Higgins. So, yeah, hopefully that's helpful, Sam. I appreciate you big time. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us. If you don't know, you can join a giveaway. Every time we reach 50 likes, we're going to give away a start, sit, and a trade question voucher. All you have to do to enter is type week 1 into the chat, all one word, week 1 into the chat, and like the stream. Once you've done those 2 things, you'll be automatically entered. Other big piece of news, we've never done this before, so we're not sure exactly how it's going to go, but we're doing a BOGO offer today on start, sit, and trade question vouchers. So basically the way that works is if you buy a trade question or start sit voucher with us through the Flock site, then you get one completely free. If you haven't created an account yet, you can create one for free with that link I just put in there. And if you've already got an account, you can submit one with the second link I'm about to put in there. It's a pinned comment. All right, let's go ahead and jump to Kings 116 here.
Yeah, Breece Hall, Brock Bowers for Kenneth Walker and Puka Nacua, and this is a star 7, 1 quarterback 10 team. My initial thought is, what do your wide receivers look like? Because having that onesie position of Brock Bowers is pretty significant. And looking at your team, I don't think it's worth trading away Brock Bowers. You have Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua, and if you were to trade away Puka Nacua, or actually, you are receiving Puka Nacua. Gosh, I'm reading it backwards today. So let's have a look one more time here.
So he loses Bowers, but he would still have Njoku, and he gets Puka Nacua and Nico Collins in his lineup. He gets rid of Breece Hall and makes that Kenneth Walker. He already has Charbonnet in case anything happens to Walker. I would draft Puka over Bowers in a draft. I would draft Walker over Breece in a draft. So I think inherently there's a lot more value on the right side of this screen, but the issue is your format. It's a smaller league. It's a 10-team league. It's a start 7. So, yeah, the tight end is going to be more valuable in this format than most in fantasy football. So that makes my life a little bit more difficult with this one.
I would personally be keeping Brock Bowers just because you need that onesie position. Your wide receiver room, I think, is... Well, I guess it might be struggling if Xavier Worthy is, which we don't really understand the extent of that injury as of yet right now. I don't think there's a report that has come out.
Yeah. By the way, Javonte Williams is on the waiver wire here. Got to pick him up after week 1. Colson Loveland's on the waiver wire. Okay, yeah. So what you do is you make this trade, and then you pick up Colson Loveland. For me.
Sure. Yeah,
but it depends on how big the premium is, because it says a tight end premium. If it's a big premium, I want to keep Bowers. All right. Let's jump to Sinister Fury. That's right. So it's a 1 quarterback, 10-team start 8. They would send away Mason and Jennings for Chubb and Warren. My gosh.
Well, on the back end here, he says, I'm a CMC owner, and if he misses, I needed immediate production with Henderson and Harvey develop. I also had no tight end and had Pierce or Jennings.
Wait, so the trade's already done then?
Yeah, so he's never my guy accepted the trade and changed his mind next day.
I'm not sure you're going to get that immediate production from Chubb. I think you were going to get that from Jordan Mason.
Yeah, you're going to get that from Mason over Chubb. So the fact that
at least
it
long
went
term,
through and then what it seems like is that it went through and then the commissioner overturned it. So
yeah. Oh, really? So the trade didn't happen then?
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Okay.
From what I'm understanding.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a true toss-up. I prefer Jordan Mason over Nick Chubb long term. I don't know how long Chubb is really going to be relevant. I'm not sure you're going to really want to start him either. He doesn't catch passes. He's behind the worst offensive line in the NFL. Woody Marks or Dare Ogunbowale are going to be involved on third downs. He is not like what you saw last night from Amarion Hampton. I would be absolutely shocked if you saw that from Nick Chubb in week 1. So yeah, I would prefer the Mason side, but it's very close. But week 1, who knows? All right. It looks like we did reach the goal of 50 likes already. Someone said it in the chat. Let me refresh. Let's see. We did reach 50 likes. So this is your last chance to get in on the first giveaway of the stream. All you have to do is type week 1 into the chat and like the stream. Once you've done those 2 things, you'll be automatically entered. And the way that this is going to work is every time we get 50 likes, we're going to raffle off a voucher for the Flock Fantasy site. Okay, so I'll give you guys one more opportunity to get in there. All you have to do is like the stream. All you have to do is like it and type week 1 into the chat. So I'll give you guys one more opportunity there. All right, Sebby Seb with a redraft start sit. It's a 9-team. Not sure if that's real, but it's a small league. It must be. Some people do this and they have like a bye week or something.
Yeah, either 8 or 10-man league, but it's a smaller league. Bo Nix, Taylor, Jacobs, Chase, Mike, Trey, and he's tossing between, I'm assuming, Amika, Cortland Sutton, and Travion. I would be starting Cortland Sutton here.
Yeah, I'll be starting Sutton as well. I want to play Ibuka in all my lineups, but not if you have a clear number one alpha option available. By the way, wanted to give a shout out to Mason, who's in the chat. Actually, I don't know what I'm supposed to say now because I don't want to. Okay, just what's up, bro? Welcome in. Just realized I don't.
Shout out for Nick Chubb.
Yeah, shout out Nick Chubb. Congratulations on having Nick Chubb in the Flock League. All right, Wiggly Hunt is here. But we should do this giveaway. All right, so let's go ahead and do it. There are 31 entries. I'll copy them now, and then we'll jump in here, and we're going to give away a start, sit, and a trade question voucher. You ready? Here we go. Let's do start, sit first. The winner for the start, sit is it's Jared Gregory. So Jared Gregory, all I need you to do, my friend, is DM me on Discord. There is my username there. Send me a screenshot of your YouTube name and tell me your Flock Fantasy username. And by the way, if you don't have a Flock Fantasy username, just create one for free on the account, but make sure you use the promo code LAND, LAND, and then let me know what your username is. All right, that was one voucher. Let's look at the next voucher.
Okay.
All right. Oh my God, Jared almost won again. So whoever Travis is, same thing. Congratulations to whoever Travis is, same thing. DM me, my friend. If you don't have an account, create one for free with the code LAND. Appreciate you for being here. And again, every time we reach 50 likes, we'll do that. And to anybody out there who wants to go ahead and prioritize their question on the site and just get a guaranteed reply, well, today and today only, we're doing a BOGO offer. We've never done this on vouchers. I don't know. It could be a bad idea, could be a great idea. But you have to, anytime you purchase one through the site with the code LAND, with Zach and Badaki, could be a trade question or a start sit voucher, you will get one of those vouchers for free in return. It's one person, and it's today only, okay? So that link is pinned in the chat.
Also, to make it, I guess we get notifications, but to make it clear, like, you should type in BOGO in the description when you submit.
But
because
if you're submitting one from like a season pass, that's not eligible, right? It has to be like a new purchase today.
We would understand that because it would just say free. So anyways, appreciate you guys. I think the next one here we have is from Wiggly Hunt. Be careful saying that fast. It's one quarterback, 12 teams start. You are sending away Josh Jacobs and DJ Moore, and you are receiving Chase Brown downtown and Emeka Ibuka. For me, this would be really close, but this would be the Chase Brown side. I think you upgrade at that running back position just by a little bit. They're kind of in that same tier for me. And then DJ Moore and Emeka Ibuka, once again, kind of in that same tier. Just depends on who you prefer a little bit better, and I would prefer Chase Brown and Emeka.
I agree in the sense that it is relatively close for overall value, but I do have both Chase Brown ranked ahead of Jacobs and Ibuka ranked ahead of DJ Moore rest of the season. So in that sense, it's an easy decision if this hit my inbox, but I could see it going either way. So I absolutely agree with you. Daniel 007 here says, it's Friday. Favorite movie all time? Well, it's actually Saturday now. But he says, also, one of my free questions drawing last night, how do I get it? All you have to do is DM me, my friend. Same thing with anyone if you want a voucher. DM me. We're keeping a list down of those people, and I'll hook you up on Discord. Okay. But favorite movie of all time?
I don't really have... Look, I'm not a big movie buff. I do like movies. Movies that make me feel good. The Intern.
Okay.
I'll put on any Transformers movie.
Okay.
I like the show Seinfeld. That's probably my favorite show. Other than that, I can't name you like an amazing movie that I absolutely love.
Favorite comedy of all time is Step Brothers. I could put it on at any moment and be entertained. But my top 4 movies on Letterboxd would be Prisoners, Seven, Parasite, and 1917. Those are my top 4 right now, but it constantly changes. But 1917, I think, is the greatest war movie of all time. I know it was made recently, but the way they shot it from a cinematic perspective is just beautiful. Thank you, Daniel. All right, Smalls with the trade question here.
Come on, Smalls.
They are sending away Brian Thomas and getting back Javonte Williams and Brock Bowers. It's a start 7, so that should impact the way we view it.
Move after the kickoff there.
He would be getting a big upgrade to his tight end room. I think he has enough wide receiver strength to make this move. I would not make this move in a start 8 or 9 even. Yeah, but in a start 7, you're also adding Javonte Williams. And looking at your running back room, I don't think beggars can be choosers, respectfully. Mason, if you're watching this, I love this new feature, but I'm also wondering if we can have a toggle to turn it off, because when we're doing a lot of reviews or looking at things, I'm trying to highlight like multiple names and it makes our life easier. I'm just curious if there's a toggle we can have to turn it off, but that's a pretty awesome new feature. Anyway, where do you stand, Badaki? I'd be comfortable taking the Javonte.
Yeah, I'm comfortable taking it in a smaller league. I was but like the past 2-3 weeks before the kickoff, I was liking the Javonte role, especially in that offense. And I think not victory lapping because it was only one game, but he kind of did what he did in the end zone. Imagine when he's playing bad defenses.
Not victory lapping, but victory lapping. We love to see it. No, we all do that. All right. Someone had a question, and in case we need to clarify this, you don't have to. Okay, so with the BOGO offer today, guys, you don't have to purchase both questions. You can purchase either or, okay, and you'll get a BOGO. Trade question or start sit, or you can do both, but it's only one per person. So, you know, one person can't go buy 10 trade question vouchers right now and then get 10 for free, okay? So one per person. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? All right, we have a team review. We're going to get to these team reviews, but we'll do it at the end. Let me just refresh and see where we are right now, because we did have a couple questions come into the chat. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. It looks
Jared,
like
the one that I see.
Jared, yes. Jared is next, so go ahead with Jared.
Joe Burrow, Chase Brown, James Cook, Lab McConkey, Justin Jefferson, Mark Andrews, and Tetaroa. You are contemplating between Jameson Williams and Ricky Pearsall. For me, it will be Slick Ricky.
Okay, very close between these two names. I want to rock with Jameson. Ricky Pearsall is a projection that he will be a reliable starter. I think, as much as people want to call Jameson boom or bust, he was pretty reliable last year. Not any more boom or bust than a name like a DJ Moore. So I would be wanting to start him. I project him to have a bigger role here in week 1 than he had last year. So, but Ricky is more of a projection to be the wide receiver 1. I believe that's going to happen. I would be happy to start either of these names. I'd be thrilled to start either of these names, but as of right now, I lean Jameson a little bit in an offense that seems more solidified. All right, Dookie Shoes, which, everybody gets creative with their username. That's very creative.
Look, this is a.
This has got to be a joke, right?
This is definitely a joke. That's what I'm thinking. So, no one's in their right mind is sending away Puka Nacua for Aaron Jones. I don't care how bad your running back room is. I don't care if your running back room is Nathan in the Flock League. You're not sending Puka Nacua away.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. Appreciate you though. Morgan Tyler is next up.
Yeah, don't sell Puka, by the way, for real. That's like a terrible idea. Terrible idea. All right.
Please don't do that. Joe Burrow, Kenneth Walker, Kyrie Williams, Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins, wide receivers, considering Ricky and Rome. I'm going to go Ricky there. And at that flex option, I see Monty, Rome, which are two pretty good starts. I would be going...
Monty's safer. This is a 10-team league.
That's what I was thinking. I think it depends on your matchup. We say this all the time. If this guy in this flex has somebody that you feel is really confident that can have a high upside ceiling, then maybe you should be going Rome Odunze, who could potentially find the end zone twice, or Monty, is probably you feel comfortable giving you at least 10 to 12 points in any given week here. So based off matchup, I would say just based off upside, let's go Rome Odunze. At least that's for me. If you,
my name's Rod, and I like to party. So Roma Dunze is the party pick. Appreciate you. And by the way, Morgan is the first one here. So he did a start sit, so I'll give him a free BOGO. I need you to write down the names and what vouchers we're giving out so we don't double up. But
hold on. Morgan
Tyler, 63. BOGO start sit. Appreciate you,
Tyler,
man.
63, and then BOGO. I have my whiteboard right next to me, so I'm just going to write that down. Okay.
Let's see how many vouchers we get. But you have a big whiteboard, or okay? Lord of the Falls here says no tight end. Everyone took 2 quarterbacks, so the waiver wire is thin. They're starting Trevor Lawrence and Jared Goff. Those are fine options. Considering between Breece Hall and Travion, I would go Breece in week 1. I want to see it if you have a better option. And yeah, so I would say let's go Breece in week 1. Then hopefully Henderson just blows up and you can start on week 2 onwards. At flex, this would be Jameson and Egbuka for me.
Yeah, I would agree there, especially with you already starting Omarion. Obviously didn't have a terrible game, but it was kind of what we were expecting, right? Like nothing too outlandish there.
Obviously I'm a very opinionated person, and I woke up this morning to everybody victory lapping if they were anti-Omarion Hampton, and I guess I shouldn't have expected anything, but I find it genuinely hilarious that was the reaction from people. You and we talked about this. I put this in our start sit video this week as well. Hey, have lower expectations for Omarion Hampton in week 1, right? Like what really matters in week 1 is his usage, right? He's facing against the most difficult defense for running backs last year. And then he comes out in week 1 and he dominates the backfield, like completely dominates the backfield. Had over 80% of the opportunities. He was just like, I don't know how you could be upset about that if you drafted Omarion. That's like incredibly good for a rookie to come out that way. So
especially the way he did. So like, yeah.
Anyway, I don't even know how we got on Omarion. Maybe I just wanted to talk
because he started Omarion. No, he started Omarion. So I'm saying like if you want some high upside, start these other players. Anyways,
I'm gonna give him a free start sit because he submitted a start sit. So there you go. You get a free one. Come back, and appreciate you, man. Again, if you guys aren't sure exactly what's going on, so for example, like let MVP 8, this is a free voucher already, so that doesn't qualify for the BOGO. This is probably from, you became like a season pass member, so you already had that voucher for free. So the BOGO offer tonight, I just want to be super clear, is for anyone who purchases a trade question or a start sit question with us at Fantasyland. So it's 1 per person. You can get both vouchers for free if you buy a trade question and a start sit. There's no pressure. But if you felt like, a little bit unsure of getting on the Flock site, maybe you're not sure if you can trust it, well, let's make it easier for you. Create a free account with the code LAND, and then go submit a question with us, with Zach and Bedaki from Fantasyland, and we'll do a BOGO offer today only. But let's go ahead and answer this from Let MVP, who is trading away Chubb, Etienne, Neighbors for Hubbard, Smith, McBride.
1 quarterback, 12 teams, start 8.
This is definitely a buy low on Devonta Smith. In our draft guide this year, Bedaki, one of my only fades at wide receiver, and yeah, this is me victory lapping. I said you victory lapped, I'll victory lap. We all do it in week 1. Like if whatever we said was going to be right was right, we're like, I knew it, and then the other guys were like, no, just be patient. If it doesn't work out, we're just like, be patient, okay? But one of my fades this year was Devonta Smith, and it had nothing to do with him as a player. It had everything to do with the fact that he was on an offense that I felt was going to continue to be run heavy, and the vast majority of people out there were like, well, it has to turn the other way. It doesn't have to turn the other way if they won the Super Bowl and they have the best offensive line, the best running back in the NFL. So I think you're going to get games like this with Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown. You're going to get plenty of games like this. You get plenty of blow up and plenty of boom bust. But that is the reality of owning these players. I do view this as a buy low because you're getting rid of Chubb and Etienne, guys that we're really unsure of. And you're getting 3 names that I think you can start weekly.
Yeah, look, I definitely agree. I think if you are receiving Chubb, Devonta, and Trey McBride, I think that's good. I'm a bit sad that you're selling Neighbors, but the fact that you're getting these 3 guys, especially in the start at 8, I think Trey McBride gives you a little bit more of that edge. Chuba Hubbard, I mean, you don't have your team actually linked MVP, so we can't see that on the back end. But I think this is fine just based on the context that we have right here, right now.
Yeah, I mean, you are getting a 2nd round pick and a 4th and a 5th round pick. All right. And you're sending away your 1st for a 10th and a 13th or whatever. So all I'll say is if this drastically improves your lineup, you don't make this trade if you have George Kittle, by the way. Just makes no sense. But, if you're starting, like me in the Flock League, Jake Ferguson, and this trade is available to you, you probably take it. You know what I mean? Although I will say it was encouraging to see Jake Ferguson there in week 1. Another team review. We will absolutely get to these team reviews, guys. We appreciate you. Your What Hurts is here. Another free question, so it won't apply to the BOGO, but that's totally okay. Go ahead and walk us through this one.
Daniels, Chuba, James. Wondering who else you have there. Okay, yeah, James. DK, Jamar, Chase, Tyler Warren, and at the flex, it's probably most likely going to be Matthew Golden and then Jaden Higgins for me. Christian Kirk has already been ruled out. Jaden Reed, have we gotten an update on him yet? At least one that I haven't seen.
No, but
questionable. Questionable for week 1. So, look, I think I'm going to be starting Matthew Golden regardless because you don't have any other options. I don't know if I'm starting. I'm definitely not starting Cedric Tillman over him. So that's where I'm at right now.
The more I think about that matchup, everything I've said about Judy could apply to Tillman as well. That's all I'm saying. But I agree with you overall. But all I just want to say is, I would not be surprised if Tillman comes out there and has a really good game. And really, how much different is Higgins and Tillman in week 1? If we're being 100% honest, 2 wide receiver 2s in an offense that should throw the ball a lot. I don't trust Flacco less than I trust Stroud. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I will lean Higgins because it's the fun pick, but I wouldn't be shocked if Tillman ends up being the right one. That's all I'm saying. Let's refresh here because I think we had a couple other come through. And if you submitted a team review today, I promise you we'll get to it today. 100%. Okay. So we have a start sit from David here. So let's go ahead and give him a free start sit question, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for doing the BOGO today. He says, Underdog has more yards than JSN. Sell Higgins to upgrade at running back. Sell Nix and use CJ Stroud. Let's use Nico, CJ Stroud, stack. All right, well, you're going to start Bo Nix. Let's set his lineup first. And then at running back, of course, Genty's going into your lineup. At RB2, of course, Pollard of all those options will go into your lineup. Yep, you're starting Nico Collins. You're starting T. Higgins or Jackson Smith and Jigba. Then in your flex spot, you have McMillan, you have Higgins. 2 great options. I'll trust Higgins in week 1. And then Tyler Warren at tight end. We're on the same page, I assume, with all those. Those were pretty self-explanatory ones, but
yeah, pretty standard.
It's more like his question, should I sell Higgins to upgrade at running back? These type of moves, I wouldn't be opposed to if you had a little bit more depth. Right now, if you do some sort of 2-for-1 where you package Higgins and Pollard, and if any single injury happens on your team, now you have to start Sampson or Krosky Merritt or Tootin. That's difficult. That's not an easy position to be in. So I probably would wait until after week 1 to see where things stand to make a move like that. And then he says, should I sell Nix and use this? To me, I would not be selling Nix. Nix is a player that I think was drafted too low in drafts. He's a my guy. I think he has top 5 upside, but he was drafted amongst all the top 12 names. And I don't think, because of where he was drafted, I think he was drafted too low. I don't think he's a good sell right now either. And I certainly would not want to trust CJ Stroud in a start 7. So
yeah, if anything, you should try and sell CJ Stroud because still coming into this year, a lot of people don't believe in Bo Nix. And probably some people are believing in Stroud over Bo, depending on your league.
I don't
depends on your league, right?
So, do you think that
Sure.
world exists?
I'm saying I think 100%.
Okay.
100% where not we seen, but I think people still believe in CJ Stroud from that rookie year.
Sure.
And that they feel better. I think they think the offense is better as well with Nico there.
Okay.
People like Nico over Cortland, so.
All right. Well, I would not be trading Knicks myself, and I don't hate the idea of upgrading, but I don't think you have the depth to do that right now. Appreciate you, David. Z Leon, by the way, appreciate everybody for being here with us. Thanks for spending your Saturday night on the stream. You guys are awesome. Our goal today is to answer as many questions as we possibly can. Just so you guys know, we are doing a BOGO offer today. If you buy one trade question or one start sit voucher, you can get one for free. So definitely check out the Flock site. Use the promo code LAND at sign up. And if you want any questions, you want to prioritize your questions on the site, You can create a free account there and drop some questions in with Zach and Badaki. Today only for this BOGO, by the way. Today only. We've never done this before, so we don't know if this is a good or bad idea, but we're trying it. And then also, we are doing a giveaway every 50 likes. All you have to do to enter is type week 1 into the chat, all one word, and like the stream. Once you've done those two things, you'll automatically be entered into today's giveaway.
Okay.
And then when we're done on the site, we'll jump back over here to
YouTube.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Love. RX Leon. Baker Mayfield at the running back position. You're going to be starting Breece Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs, Drake London, Mike Evans, Brock Bowers, and then at that flex position, for me, this would be DJ Moore.
Yeah, I know this might sound crazy, but I think I'm Jerry Jeudy here. I am Jerry Jeudy. Okay. I've got Jeudy as wide receiver 25. I've got DJ at wide receiver 28. I want to believe that Ben Johnson has fixed everything, but I would also prefer to wait and see. What we know about Jerry Jeudy is when he's in games where he's down and he has a gunslinger quarterback and there's no one else to really compete with target share, he dominates. We've seen that all last year with the Cleveland Browns. So I would not be shocked if Jerry Jeudy's a top 12 receiver here in week number 1. Of course, we know DJ Moore can put up, a 40 bomb, but just oddly enough, I trust the situation in Cleveland more than I trust it in Chicago here straight into week number 1. Badaki, oh shoot, yeah, let me get that BOGO offer for Leon. I apologize, my dude. I'll go ahead and do that now for you, so you should have a start sit question in your inbox. I realized we didn't. I can't see the first super chat on YouTube anymore.
You probably can. Give me a second. I can pull that up.
Okay, because I want to make sure
we
honor that person who super chatted before the stream begins, and then we'll jump to as many questions as we can here on YouTube, guys. We appreciate you big time. Of course, we'll answer as many questions as we can. If you want to prioritize yourself, you want to skip the line, you can either do that on YouTube with the super chat or on the Flock site with a voucher.
So the first super chat that I can see on the back end here is from Kyle. It says start one Henderson or Diggs. Travion Henderson, I'm assuming, or Stephon Diggs in a PPR, full PPR. For me, this would be Stephon Diggs if he's a full go.
Between Diggs and Henderson?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Henderson. I don't know exactly. I think Diggs will play. I just don't know that we'll know exactly what his role will be.
Yeah.
I guess you can say the same thing with Henderson.
That's what I'm saying.
It could go either way. I can totally recognize that. But if I'm gonna take a risk, I'd rather take a risk that I'm excited about.
I think the next one, I don't know if you can see, is just Chrome on YouTube. He says,
yeah, I see just Chrome super chat here. Yeah.
Hendo, Swift, Mbuka, Rome, Olave, one running back, one flex. All right, at the running back position, Henderson or Swift, I think both of these guys are in that same tier for me. Let me just double check. I technically have Swift higher than Henderson.
Yeah, I trust Swift a lot more. There's probably no Rashawn Johnson this week. And then at flex, I think Mbuka.
Mbuka.
I trust Mbuka a lot this week. I just want to, in advance, apologize to anybody else who feels the same way. If Mbuka doesn't pan out in week 1, I apologize. I just feel like there's every reason for it to work out. But of course, as we know, the reality is there's a reason they play these games, right? The game is not played on paper, it's played on a field, and that leads to any possibilities. I think the next super chat is from Chrome again.
Chrome again.
Is that right?
He says, pick one for flex, Sutton, Aaron Jones, Monty. This would be Sutton.
Yeah, I agree. Man, I'm going to be so annoyed if the Vikings come out and Jordan Mason's like uninvolved entirely. He was like last night's Najee or something. I don't project that. Let me be very clear. I do think Jordan Mason is going to get heavy involvement, but it will piss me off based off what this entire coaching staff has said all offseason.
Right. Well, at least that's my expectation. I think he will get the Najee. You
think Jordan Mason's going to be that uninvolved?
Look, probably a little bit more involved than Najee. What Najee only had like, I think he only had like 1 carry.
Okay.
Right? Maybe he gets 4 carries. Like
Wow.
that's
All right.
that's how I'm feeling about this situation. But I could be wrong, unless he gets injured. Aaron Jones.
What league do you have Jordan Mason in? Sounds like you should trade him to me then.
I don't think it's one with you.
I swear you drafted him in one of our home leagues.
In the home league?
Is it a super flex league? Let's see.
Let me double check. Let's see.
What do you mean one with me? As if all your leagues aren't with me.
I definitely drafted Jordan Mason in one league that's not with you, which I think was in the
damn. Can I go trade for him? I don't think we're in a league where you have Mason. Anyway,
I think it's the Big Apple League potentially, but yeah, it's the Big Apple League.
Okay.
With the one that you're not in. So
you're not invited, basically. Jan here with the super chat. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for prioritizing the channel. We can prioritize you when you do so. And we've got a question on the Flock site, which we'll come back to from Mike after this. Jan says, start one in the flex, Henderson or Ricky, full PPR.
Ricky.
Yeah, we'll trust Ricky a little bit more this week. What I want to happen this week, Badaki, is Travion Henderson is so good in week 1. So good in week 1 that we're all just like, man, I know I didn't start him, but I cannot wait to start him in week 2. Like, I have all the confidence in the world. That's my ideal outcome with Henderson here in week number 1. Worst case scenario is like, okay, we were right. We shouldn't have started him. It's going to be a long while. You know what I mean? Like, that is the worst case scenario, in my opinion.
I don't think there is a round. Travion Henderson might, on paper, on situation, has the most competition because of quote unquote Ramondre Stevenson is healthy. Ramondre Stevenson should get more opportunity. Like Najee came in, he was injured, right? With that whole firework thing. Is there another one that I'm missing? There's no one that's gonna help Ashton Genty. No one helping anyone else.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, so I feel like Henderson might have even slower starting week 1, just based off of not that like I'm believing Najee's or Ramondre is gonna have a big role, but I think that could be a scenario for sure.
All right, we got a question on the site here from Mike. What's up, Mike? Appreciate you, my dude. Again, this won't qualify for the BOGO just because it was a voucher that was already in the account, but they would be sending away in this dynasty, 1 quarterback, 12 team start 7 dynasty. They would send away a Walker Collins combo for a Kamara Jefferson combo. Now, what would you pay to upgrade from Collins to Jefferson? Because I would probably pay like at most a first. This kind of feels like the equivalent of that. I'm just not 100% certain that Nico Collins can outscore Jefferson this year.
Sure.
It's a realistic possibility. So in Dynasty, you're gaining a 30-year-old running back, for a guy in his prime. I think it's close.
I mean,
we don't have a team link there, but
in my perspective, I want the Justin Jefferson side, and I know we're going to an older running back. But I think it just depends on the situation. Like if Alvin Kamara does finish anywhere near the top 12, I think you can still sell him for a second, where I don't think his value is going to drop significantly unless he doesn't finish within the top 12.
I think if Kamara regresses, you won't get much for him, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think the expectation is the same thing with Kenneth Walker, because if Kenneth Walker regresses, you're not going to be getting much either. But the other side of that coin is, where's Kenneth Walker going after that? If he does walk away, right? Because then if he goes to a team that needs a running back, help, I can't even name one off the top of my head.
Oh, there's plenty of teams that need running back help.
Kenneth Walker goes to the Commanders next year.
Sure.
Right? Like his value still probably at a late first. So I get it.
Yeah, I think we might see that a little bit differently then. I think Kamara could, and I drafted him in the Flock League, but there's a scenario where he's completely toast in Dynasty and nobody wants him at all. I don't see that scenario with Ken Walker. Even if he doesn't re-sign with the Seahawks, I believe, like Josh Jacobs, he will sign somewhere. Someone will pay him money because he's an incredibly talented running back. It's just the health that's the concern. So we see that a little bit differently. I think that swap is more significant in my mind, but we're still on the same page. Like I'm still willing to do this for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I still want Justin Jefferson there. I'd rather roll the dice a little bit more. And Mike says, now looking in the chat, he says it's a win now year. So trying to win now.
Sure. You can win with either of these players, though. There's a very realistic possibility Nico outscores Jefferson this year.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is both of those guys fit your what you're trying to do. But we appreciate you, Mike. To be clear, we're both happy to take the Jefferson side. All I'm saying is I think it's a bigger loss potentially if things go sideways. Delta Raven says, should I, by the way, let's give him the free start sit question here. Obviously, we're going to honor that because they did a BOGO. So anytime you guys buy a start sit or trade question voucher on the site with us at Fantasyland, Zach and Badaki, you get a free voucher, one per person. He says, should I start Dobbins or Montgomery? So he's got Purdy, Henry. I would be trusting Montgomery a little bit more in week 1, although I do like Dobbins' matchup. I think he's a fine flex. I've talked about that in videos, but we're talking about my RB23 versus my RB26. So it's very close. I just prefer Montgomery slightly more in that offense.
Yeah, I completely agree. Go David Montgomery there. And just having a look at the rest of your team.
Yeah.
I guess the real question is, are you starting JK over Calvin?
That's what I was going to say. I would personally... that's such a tough question.
For me, it would be Calvin.
Yeah. I just think the range of outcomes for Ridley is he loses your week 1. I don't think that range of outcome is there for Dobbins. Dobbins is not going to win you week 1. He's not going to be the reason you win, but he's certainly not going to put a 5-point game up or under 5 points or whatever. I think the safer play is Dobbins, but I have no issue if you want to shoot for the moon and go Ridley.
Yeah, the safer play is J.K. Dobbins for sure, but I think obviously like in any given week, it's week 1, anything can happen. No one was expecting Dallas Goedert to lead that offense with targets. No one was expecting Javonte Williams to have the most targets. No one was expecting QJ to have 2 touchdowns. So I think anything can happen in a matchup like this. But I personally would go Calvin, but I understand starting JK.
All right. Let's. I need to refresh that. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just refreshing as well. I think we did get a couple more questions.
Yeah,
on the site.
Let's go ahead and Daniel. We already answered that. You were here. In case that didn't go through, just go back a couple minutes and we talked about this in depth. So yeah, appreciate you, dude. All right, Ravens Flock here with the trade question. So let's go ahead and honor that BOGO offer for today. They get a free trade question voucher. You're marking all this down. Probably easier to do it on the computer, to be honest, but then a whiteboard.
I have it all.
Okay, Ravens Flock says, have Cook, Pollard, Puka, Kittle, J-Mo, Rice, E.T., and Keenan. They would be sending away Kyler, Chubb, Neighbors to get back Daniels, Chuba, and Smith. I feel like we answered a question like this very similarly earlier. It's different players, but very similar.
Yeah, they are different players for sure.
I think the tough part about this one is Neighbors is clearly the most valuable player of this group by far. It's not even close. The last time we had a question like this, it was Bowers or McBride or something on the other side.
Yeah, it was something along those lines.
Looking at his team,
I guess.
He hasn't linked his team.
No, he hasn't linked his team. Look, this one's a little bit more difficult because it depends on what's more important to you. Let me ask you this, Raven. Well, not ask you, but how's your running back room? Well, he says he has Cook, Pollard, Puka. Okay, so he has Cook and Pollard. So you're sending away Nick Chubb But your other wide receivers is Puka, Kittle, Jamo, Rice, Etienne. So like your wide receiver room is really struggling there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So his starting lineup right now is Kyler Murray, right? Then he has Cook Pollard. Then he has Puka at the moment with Malik Neighbors, George Kittle, and Jameson, with Rashee Rice on the bench. And this is a start 8. So he's starting probably Etienne or Keenan as a start 8. His new team now is Jaden Daniels. Hypothetically, if he takes this trade, Jaden Daniels, James Cook, Tony Pollard, Devonta Smith. Jaden Daniels, Chuba Hubbard, James Cook, Puka Nacua. Then he's starting Devonta Smith.
Yeah, I think
right?
This, like, for me, all comes down to your depth. I know you've given us like a little bit of information, but if you have a lot of depth on your roster, like you have some Jordan Masons, some JCMs, some Jerry Judys, Jaden Higgins, these type of names, I'm probably going to stick with like the best player in Neighbors. But if that's not the case, and this is actually improving your starting lineup, which is tough if you're losing a first round pick, you have to be realistic with this. If you're losing your first round pick, are you actually improving your starting lineup? I know you're getting Jaden Daniels. We'd love that. I know you're getting Chuba Hubbard over Nick Chubb. That's a huge upgrade. But look at your starting lineup right now today. If your starting lineup is improving by making this trade, okay. If it's not, then I can't make it. I can't tell you in week 1 to make your starting lineup weaker. But again, if your starting lineup is improving, then I'm okay to take on that risk. That's a tough one. That's probably the toughest question we've had so far this week, I'd say. All right, Big Boy Crispy here. I appreciate everybody for being in the chat. Just a heads up, gang. Couple moving parts on today's stream. We're excited. You're excited. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you're glad to be here. We're doing a giveaway today. All you have to do to enter is type week 1, all one word, all right, and like the stream. Once you've done those 2 things, you'll be automatically entered, and every time we hit 50 likes, we will give away a start sit and a trade question voucher. So like the stream for us, show some love. Type week 1 into the chat. We've already actually hit over 100 likes. So what we'll do is we'll answer another question. And then right now there are 45 entries and counting, 48 entries and counting. So you can enter that giveaway. And then once we answer this next question, we'll raffle it off, okay? So make sure you like the stream and you type week 1. Here we go, Big Boy Crispy with the start sit on the site. Let's go ahead and honor, again, that BOGO offer that we've got today for the trade and start sit vouchers. So we'll give him a start sit question for free. Thank you for being here. And he is, go ahead and walk us through it, yeah.
Yeah, Josh Allen, Chase Brown, Marion Hampton, CeeDee Lamb, Drake London at the tight end position. I will be going Mark Andrews here. Just based off matchup.
Over Hawk?
I think both of them. Yeah, especially with Isaiah Likely not there. I feel pretty confident in Mark Andrews. I think a lot of people were a little bit iffy, and I like the matchup. I think both matchups are great, but Mark Andrews is technically the second target there, where Hawkinson could potentially is also the second target.
Well, I was going to say no Jordan Addison, though.
Yeah, no Jordan Addison, but
Jordan
Mason, though. Jordan Mason, he's going to be more involved.
Yes, well, he's not going to play tight end, but he will be more involved, I'd say, than your expectations. But regardless of that, it's a high over-under, so I don't mind if you go Mark Andrews. I do lean TJ Hawkinson. It's not even so much like that a rookie quarterback is going to trust a tight end. That myth has been debunked a long time ago. It's just that, who the hell is he going to throw to outside of Jefferson and Hawkinson in week 1? So...
Jalen
Naylor.
That's what he does. Not just.
I lean Hawkinson, but I could see it going either way.
I think, same. They're really close. Adam Thielen. True.
Adam Thielen. Give him a second to get integrated, though.
I would definitely be going Mark Andrews there, but that's where I'm at. At the flex position, I see Travion. I see Downs. I see Calvin. I see Samuel.
I see fire.
And Debo Samuel there. And you started George Pickens.
Starting Debo. Yeah. Okay. So what I will say is I strongly believe, Badaki, that there's a 50% chance I'm right on Hawkinson. There's a 50% chance you're right on Andrews. I'm saying that because it's a true toss-up. What I don't want in my weekly decisions every single week in my fantasy lineups is that decision. I do not want to have to ask the question every single week, is it going to be Andrews or Hawkinson this week? That sounds like hell. So what I would rather do if I was this team, Big Boy Crispy, is I'd rather find a team that needs a tight end. Who do they value the most, Hawkinson or Andrews? And then I'm going to use Andrews or Hawkinson and another player. So let's use Andrews and Debo after week 1. Andrews and Downs, Andrews and Ridley, and go out there and upgrade big time for my flex spot. So anyway, appreciate you. I think you and I would both agree, right? Like we'd both be on the same page with that advice, I imagine. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
So David submitted a start sit. Now he only submitted one position, but that's okay. Let's answer this the best that we can. He is sending. He either wants to know if he should start T-Mac or JSN.
This is one of his BOGOs because he had one earlier today, by the way. So he's used his BOGO already, which is awesome. If we're considering out of JSN in Tetaroa, it's going to be Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Yeah, we already have seen JSN become the fantasy asset you want T-Mac to become. Now, one thing we're going to have to kind of monitor because we are seeing more and more weather questions start to pop up.
Yeah.
So in week 1, for example, Panthers, Jags, 47% chance of rain. That should not be a big deal. It's in Jacksonville. It'll be hot. It's not a cold like breeze. If it's breezing, they're probably liking it. So that's not a big deal. In New England at this point of the year, it's going to be a little like it's 64 degrees, so it'll be fine. There's nothing that's like so far dangerous that you really need to like make a decision based off of weather. I don't think we're at that point of the year. That's more like week 11 onwards. But yeah, we're still going to go Jackson Smith-Njigba between these two options.
Yeah,
but I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong because I own T-Mac in so many leagues, including the Flock League. So for the love of God, please make me be wrong. Don't make me be right. James Bond with a question here, and he asked a trade question voucher on the site, so we're going to honor that and give him another free trade question voucher. That is the BOGO offer today only, for start, sit, and trade question vouchers. If you ask one through the site with Fantasyland, the code land, prioritize your questions that way. Well, you're going to get a BOGO as well. So James Bond, go ahead.
Yeah, trade is complete, but my league mates are not happy about it because of wide receivers, your opinion, I'm assuming. So you're trading away Aaron Jones and T. Higgins, receiving Drake London and Josh Downs.
So personally, I don't think this is a big enough trade to get upset about for a league, but to be honest, anytime a trade goes down in a lot of your home leagues, people are upset. And they're not so much upset because of the players, they're upset because they weren't involved. So, if you think about this, Drake London over T. Higgins pretty easily, but anything's possible. Then Aaron Jones and Josh Downs. I think Josh Downs could break out this year, so I'm not too bothered about that. Maybe they think Aaron Jones is still the same guy he was. I don't, but I'm going to lean the London downside of this, but it's very close.
Yeah, I agree. For me, just looking at your team really fast as well at that running back position. I mean, you're giving away Aaron Jones. You have Caleb. I think that might be a little bit scary.
Yeah.
Having Omarion and not having a true RB2. I understand probably why you want to do this trade. It's a start 8.
When you contextualize it, losing Aaron Jones is actually important to your roster. But it
might not be the best.
You have enough receivers to make a move, though. Like, if you make this move... maybe not with Devonta's performance in week 1.
Yeah, so I mean, look, with the context looking on the back end of your team, I would say no, but I do want Drake London. That's the hard part. I feel like that's such a huge upgrade that maybe you can risk week 1 and see how you can maneuver to get a running back, like Zach is saying. But if you can't, then you probably put yourself in a pickle.
This will hurt your lineup in week 1. This does hurt your starting lineup right now. Let's be clear. It does. So
100%.
You might not be able to make this move. I mean, yeah, that's actually more difficult than I thought it would be. You can't be
It
rocking
probably,
into
like-
week 2 with Caleb Johnson as your starting running back too, man. You just can't be doing that.
Like,
This only works out if Tyrone Tracy goes down with an injury or James Conner, and then you have their backups and you're just ready to go. Oh, he traded London. Okay, right. So he actually bought in on Higgins
Oh, it's the opposite way.
and Aaron Jones, which makes sense looking at your roster. I think I'm fine with this. I don't know why your league would be. Why would your league be upset about this? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just people just want to be angry.
Okay, say less.
Yeah, people just want to
Anyways.
be upset. Which honestly, sometimes that's me. Sometimes I want to be upset, so I can relate. All right, people did rightly point out that, hey, we hit 100 likes, so we need to do a giveaway. Which, if you're just joining us, every time we reach 50 more likes on the stream, we will give away a start, sit, and a trade question voucher. All you have to do to enter is type week 1 into the chat, all one word, and then like the stream. That's as simple as it gets. So currently there are 56 entries. Let's go ahead and copy these, and let's find 2 more winners for today's stream. All right, so first winner for the stream today is going to be... Is that Oogly? Oh, it's Goosey. So Goosey, all I need you to do, my friend, is DM me on Discord. There's my username. You can see it there on your screen. And send me a screenshot of your YouTube account, and then tell me your Flock Fantasy username. Now, if you don't have an account on the Flock site yet, you can create one for free with the promo code LAND. Super easy. And then just tell me whatever your account name is, okay? Okay, that was the... Let's do that as a start sit, okay?
Yep.
Trade question voucher coming in. The trade question voucher is going to... It looks like Milan. You're from somewhere awesome in the world. I don't know how to say that. But DM me again on Discord. Same thing. If you don't have an account yet, you can create one for free. Appreciate y'all for being here. All right. Macaulay Skulkins. Macaulay Skulkins. That's funny, actually. Okay. All right. So they would send away Chase Brown and Jacoby Myers for James Cook and Tetaroa McMillan to start 7. Wow. Wow.
Redraft salary league. I mean, I would be taking, my personal opinion, I think
It's a start 7. That
the
definitely
up tier
impacts
at the
things.
wide receiver is pretty significant. Is this team linked? I would want James Cook and Tet without knowing the context behind it.
Okay. So no team link. Oh wait, the team is linked. Let's have a look.
So his team is number 2002 Oakland, I'm assuming Raiders.
So he would be sending away Chase and Jacoby. His wide receiver room has McConkey, Marvin, Downs. His running back room has Chase, Pollard, Pacheco. Are you comfortable losing Chase and making your running back room James Cook, Pollard, Pacheco? Because that is also a significant
It is
loss based off our projections.
I think the upgrade is pretty significant though, because you're starting Tet over all these guys anyway, and you have enough depth.
Well,
at
it's a start
running
7.
back.
So does his starting lineup improve? That's the question. Okay. Damn it. I can't click on these names individually anymore. Drake May. That's 1. Chase Brown is 2. Pollard is 3. Ladd is 4. Marvin's 5. And Njoku is 6. 7 is either Downs or Pacheco. So I
would
guess
say
it does
Tet-
improve his starting lineup.
Yeah, I would say Tet is the better flex option there, especially having James Cook, and having the depth at running back is still key here, because you can kind of play based off matchup maybe, or you can kind of play it a bit when it comes down to that flex, or excuse me, or that RB2 with starting Pollard or Pacheco. You're always going to start James, but then you have to play around with Pollard and Pacheco there. So I would definitely take the James and Tetaroa.
Yeah, it's close, but I agree with you, Badaki. I'm probably going to lean that way. We're going to give him a free trade question voucher. You're marking all these down, right? So we're not double dipping.
Yeah, I need to write that down. This guy, hold on.
Macaulay Skulkins, thank you so much for submitting the question. We're happy to go Cook and Tetaroa McMillan. And of course, you're going to get that BOGO offer for today. So appreciate you. Main Yo, let's go ahead and give him that BOGO offer. Start sit. He's got a voucher in his account. It looks like he is starting Caleb. Amarion at RB2. You got to start McCaffrey, of course. Have to start McCaffrey. And if McCaffrey doesn't play, then Brian. But McCaffrey's going to play.
Gosh, imagine last minute McCaffrey doesn't play.
Well,
He
you'd
pulled
have
Bijan Robinson last year. Was it last year Bijan did that?
that was like week 6 of his rookie year, so 2 years ago. But McCaffrey's going to play. Put him out there. If he doesn't, you already have Brian, so you'll be fine. I think you're probably submitting this because you are worried about McCaffrey. I totally understand that concern. It's very valid. But if he's out there and he's playing, you're not starting McCaffrey. If he plays this week, I don't care if he's like dealing with some soreness. He's my RB1 in fantasy football.
Let's just say the hypothetical of McCaffrey last minute doesn't play. We're starting Travion Henderson here, or are we going to start Brian?
No,
Robinson?
I'd start Brian Robinson in that offense.
Okay, that's a good question. I haven't thought about that yet.
Yeah, if McCaffrey's out, Brian Robinson's a top 24 play.
Wouldn't it be Garendo off the rip? Because that's what I'm trying to think.
That's not
now.
what the coaching staff said when they traded for Brian Robinson. When they traded for Brian Robinson, it was a pretty big indication based off of what they said. He's our RB2. They were very vocal about that. So I'd be surprised if they don't.
I guess I just wonder how much he has gotten in. He's only been with the team for a week now. It's been a week since they traded him for him. I guess it's enough time, depending on how fast he can pick it up, the offense. I'm not saying I wouldn't start him. It would make me really question if it would be Travion or Brian Robinson, because I can see that more being a committee like Travion and Ramondre. But once again, that's a big hypothetical. We're still going to start Chris McCaffrey.
On August 22nd, that's when the trade went down. So
it's a little bit over a week then.
It's 1, 2, that's 2.5 weeks.
Okay, this gives me a little bit more confidence then.
Appreciate the question, Manuel. You've got that voucher in your account to come back. All right, Airbase with the start sit, and let's go ahead and again give them a free start sit voucher. This is the BOGO offer they're taking advantage of. If you guys don't know what's going on, we know a lot of you guys, you're hesitant to maybe come to a brand new website. All right, this is where you get the best advice on the Flock Fantasy site. Now, if you guys are out there and you have never created an account, well, go create one with the promo code LAND. And today's stream only, we're doing a BOGO offer for a start sit and a trade question voucher. So take advantage of that like these guys are. A1 Base here says, I've already faced Hurts, Lamb, and Kelsey. So, well, to be honest with you, I think anyone who faced CeeDee Lamb probably breathing a sigh of relief, because he could have had 40.
Yeah, legit. I mean, only having 18 points, that's kind of anything under 20 for your first round week players and you're going against them. That's kind of a W.
Totally. And even just like the amount of drops that he had, where like it could have been huge fantasy points. So
could easily have 25 plus points. He says, for a flex, do I start Flowers, Golden, or Shakira? It's a great question.
RB2 wasn't decided, by the way, so let's go ahead and say Brees.
Let's have a go there. Yeah, it's going to go Brees Hall there. My rankings tells me to start Zay Flowers. This is my rankings in order. It's Flowers, Shakira, Golden. I'm just not confident in starting Flowers.
I've never wanted to draft Flowers. I think if you're going to start Flowers in any game, it's this game. Highest over-under of the week. No Isaiah likely. So if you're going to put him out there at any point, this is the point to put him out there. But I agree with you in the sense of, like, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good at all.
But that's what I would do.
I think I would say this. Since you have two guys playing at the same time, and let's just say you are down by 10, I think the chances of Zay Flowers getting less than 10 points is higher, in my opinion, than Shakira.
That may
sound crazy.
I don't see Shakira as some like upside play versus Flowers.
I don't think he's an upside play. That's what I'm saying. I think he's a safer play. I think Zay Flowers is the upside play. I think Zay Flowers can have 25 points, or 5 points, where I think Shakira is going to get you the range of 8 to 12.
Okay. Might be
That's
playing
what
3D
that's what I'm
chess
trying to
there.
say. Could be, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah. If you're ever going to start Flowers today, this is the week. Projections for Loveland. Should I try and upgrade? Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about this a lot this week for rookies. You need to lower expectations. Now, we've talked about that for the RJ Harveys, the Hendersons, the Hamptons. And if you want to take that a step further, you go to the tight end position. You should have low expectations for Loveland in week 1. If he comes out of the gate and is just like, the clear starter this year, Sam Laporta, that is a surprise. That is a great surprise, but it is not the expectation, right?
I don't think. What did Bowers do week 1 last year? Did he go off? It wasn't amazing.
I don't remember, but
11 points, 11.8 points. So that was. He had 8 targets though.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're talking about Cole Kmet starting over him to start the year as well.
Come on.
You draft Loveland not for week 1. You draft him for like week 8 onwards, ideally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree. No, I'm there with you. You're gonna have to ride the wave there. Unfortunately, I don't think you can even sell Colston Loveland unless there's a Bears fan in the league and they're willing to pay an arm and a leg.
Well, you can't sell him for anything that's worth selling him for right now. That's right. Yeah.
At least to try and upgrade. Like you're gonna sell him to kind of pivot or trying to fill a hole on your team. Anyways. Yeah. Appreciate you, 007. I think we did have some more questions on the vlog side here from Jacob, and then we see those questions, those super chats here on YouTube. Then we'll get to you guys. So Jacob Marr.
I'm going to give him his free trade question voucher, by the way, for today's BOGO deal, today only. When you buy a start sit or a trade question voucher on the Flock site with us, with Fantasyland, Zach and Badaki, you get a free one. Go ahead.
The trade is you are sending away Jaden Daniels and Jawan Jennings, and you are receiving Baker Mayfield and Garrett Wilson. I think I would personally want the Garrett Wilson side. This is 1 quarterback, 12 teams, start 8.
Yeah, I mean, I love Jaden Daniels. Would prefer to have him as my quarterback, but not if it means I have to, go from Wilson to Jennings.
Yeah, Jawan Jennings is, not that. Just having a look at your team here. He's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th wide receiver here.
He also just lost Xavier Worthy. We don't know how long. That report has not come out. We have not been given any more information, any new information on Xavier Worthy, guys. But I would expect it to be multiple weeks, if not very serious.
What is very serious? Was it like collarbone serious? Like, do you think it was what have the reports have been like that you've read?
Nobody knows. It's all speculation. So you shouldn't take anything that I'm saying right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
And react any way to it. No, I'm telling people, like the audience, nothing I say right now you should take and react to it with any sort of like actionable advice. But I'd say it's probably going to be an IR stint at best, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it'll be a couple. I think it'll be a couple weeks. Yeah, that's crazy. It was crazy. And then by the time Rashee Rice is back, and then it's like, well, where's the breakout that we were hoping for? And you drafted him in the 4th round. That's just unlucky. But
getting Wilson here, I think, is a big win. I like the Wilson side.
I completely agree.
Okay, I think we are all caught up on the questions on the Flock site, which is going to bring us back to YouTube. All these guys who submitted team reviews, shout out to you guys. We absolutely will come back here towards the end of the stream and give you your team playbooks and review your teams and, kind of talk about how you might be able to improve them. So definitely hang around on the stream. But let's jump to YouTube. I know we have a couple super chats here. By the way, Safe and Sound has an account on the Flock site. It's definitely going to be better for you to submit that through the Flock site, Safe and Sound, but I appreciate your donation no matter what.
Actually, it's Tactical. I apologize. Tactical's first.
Oh, is there another one? My bad. Okay, let's find that. Oh, okay, shout out to Tactical. My bad.
Yeah, Tactical. Thank you so much. He says, should I drop Caleb for T-Law? trying to go 3 for 3 before Rice come back. Personally, I would be starting Trevor Lawrence this week over Caleb Williams just based off matchup. So I guess you would drop him if you have the opportunity. I was just thinking, like, do you have to drop him? Is there somebody else that you have in your team that you can drop, like a Miles Sanders or like a Will Shipley type of guy? Can you just drop one of those instead of dropping Caleb? Just because if Caleb goes off, you know. But yes, I would be doing this.
Yeah.
Just nitpicking, really.
I'm fine to do that just because I have them in the same tier and I have Trevor Lawrence higher in week 1. I think you can, don't. You should be probably streaming the position every week. Yeah. So, yeah, totally fine with that. Appreciate you for being here. Safe and sound here. Go ahead.
Since I have, safe and sound.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
By the way, let us know if you finally linked your team on the website and if the devs got you help, because I know that was a problem. Anyways, he says, I have Purdy. Running back is Bijan, Henry. Wide receivers is Lad Evans. Tight end is Kittle. You have Walker. You have the Commanders' defense. What's verse S? I'm trying to understand what that means. Anyways, I'm assuming this is your bench is going to be Allen, Braylon Allen, Trayvon Henderson, Kamara, Chase, Garrett Wilson, David Njoku, Diggs. I mean, this is a crazy bench.
Yeah. Insane.
What is this? This could actually be like an 8-man league, maybe a 10-man league. What percentage of me winning?
I mean, you have an incredible team, but the hard part is this might be like
Oh, you said who you're playing against? That your team that you're versing. Okay.
Right. That makes a lot more sense.
Okay.
So he has Purdy, Bijan, Henry, Lad, Evans, Kittle, Walker. He's versing Josh Allen, Trayvon Henderson, Kamara, Chase, Wilson, and Njoku, Diggs. We were like, is this a two-person league? That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Look, we've said this for years and years and years, and I honestly believe, God's honest truth, it is so real. The projections, I don't care what fantasy website you're on. Genuinely, I do not care. The projections don't mean anything. They are the least important thing to look at when you're setting your lineup each and every week. They are no indication about how a matchup is going to go. Genuinely. I like your team a lot. You don't really have any weak spots. Obviously, Purdy is like, I guess, the quote-unquote questionable name in your lineup, but I think he's going to have a good game. And his team is very good. Josh Allen, I think Henderson in week 1, that's probably where the matchup's going to be determined, is Henderson in week 1. And then Diggs. He's starting 2 Patriots. So I would probably favor you in that matchup there, because he is, he's putting a lot of faith in the Patriots in week 1, including Trayvon Henderson in week 1. So,
yeah. Appreciate you, safe and sound. And once again, let us know if you got that team linked on the site. I know you're having a problem with that ESPN. Demetrios Antetokounmpo. Good to see you, brother. Welcome back for another season. Thank you so much for the support. He says, rate my team. He says, quarterback is Prescott, Golf, Achane, Chase Brown, Stevenson, Benson. Wide receivers, Lamb, Hill, Flowers, Pickens, Diggs. With Njoku, Evan Ingram, Bengals, kickers. This is a great team as well. Demetrius, I know. Yeah, I really like this. I'm not sure if you heard the spiel, but we're on the Flock Fantasy website. You can actually link your team, whether that's ESPN, Sleeper, or Yahoo, and we can have an even deeper look of your team as well. But we appreciate you. This looks like a really good team. Love Achane, Brown. Love Benson this year.
Yeah.
Not really big on Hill and Flowers, but love the tight end room as well in the quarterback room. But appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
You guys, anyone out there who's watching this can actually go create a free account with the promo code LAND, LAND, and
completely free.
Link their team on the Flock site, whether it's ESPN, Sleeper, Yahoo, and then we actually get to kind of see, like, so for example, Demetrios here, we appreciate the donation, but you can only do so much in a super chat, right? You can only do so much. I mean, we have no idea if this is a 12 team, 10 team, 8 team, because that could change things. We don't know what the starting lineup looks like, if there's any premiums. All that is kind of like automatically entered for you when you are on the Flock site, and it gives us an entire look at your entire league. But yeah, I like the team a lot. Achane and Chase Brown is super strong. Not a big fan of like Tyreek Hill Flowers, but that could still work out for you. And I think Njoku's going to be an absolute superstar in week number 1. I could be wrong, but love the matchup he's got there with David, with Joe Flacco. I am Minhima. I am saying this wrong, but let's answer this question. First off, they took advantage of the BOGO offer, so shout out to them. We're going to give them a free start sit voucher here to come back at any point. But they are starting in a 1 quarterback 10 team start 8. Baker Mayfield, Bucky Irving, Alvin Kamara, Puka Nacua, Justin Jefferson, George Kittle. And then at flex, you've got a lot of options here. I think mainly you're choosing between Montgomery and Odunze. And we've said this a lot this week, but I think specifically this team, who's already started Xavier Worthy. You've already got a goose egg in your lineup. You might as well go for broke, and that's Odunze, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Monty is
the high upside.
Is a safer play. We would all agree on that. But you've already got a goose egg in your lineup. You got to just hope Odunze comes out there and, has a massive week 1. But I will say the rest of your lineup is very strong too. Like Baker, Bucky, Kamara, Puka, Jefferson, Kittle. That's real strong, man. And the good news is with Worthy out, you'll still have a flexible name with David Montgomery as well. So it doesn't completely kill your lineup, but appreciate you. Did we give them a voucher already? I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, you said you did. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for that support here.
All right. Shall we? We'll get to these team reviews here in a second. Let's just come back to the YouTube chat and answer some questions there for free. So let's just go by random here. All right, we'll randomly start answering questions. Let's see. Some people are asking about Christian McCaffrey, by the way. This is a common question we're getting today. The updated news from the last 24 hours is that he should play. Okay. He himself talks about how it was all precautionary. How he isn't surprised people are, kind of overblowing it. These are his words.
Sorry, have you seen the tweet that BDG put out?
No.
It's actually unreal.
Oh, what? When he said this last year?
He said the exact same thing last year, and
yeah,
then
it's like 10 people who tweeted that out.
It just all went to shit. So I think it's just funny how history is kind of repeating itself in a way, at least from the way it's going. Anyways, continue.
Right. So according to everything that we've heard, he should be out there and starting week 1, which means he should be in your fantasy lineups. I would not be freaking out about Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, if you have CMC, you have to start him if he's saying he's going to play.
Yeah.
If you start him and then he gets injured, it's just unlucky. But that's just fantasy football, really.
That is fantasy football. Someone said, with Blur, I had Dak and Pacheco drop duds for me. Who got the better chance at bringing it back for me at the flex? Kyron, DK, Judy, Ridley. I just don't see how you sit Kyron Williams.
Yeah, I don't see how you sit him either.
Jerry Judy could finish as a top 5 receiver this week, but I'm not going to tell you to sit Kyron Williams. I just can't do that. Okay, Colin says start Garrett Wilson or Ricky Pearsall. I'm going to lean Wilson there, but it's close.
Yeah, I'm going Wilson as well. My rankings say Wilson.
Let's see. Start Hill or Devontae, as in Tyreek Hill or Devontae Adams. So
Devontae Adams.
I agree, Devontae Adams, but I think we should have lower expectations week 1 because he and Matthew Stafford have not had a lot of time, to really get that mind meld going. But they're 2 savvy veterans, 2 guys who love the work. I think this could go either way, but Hill or Devontae is close. I'll be honest with you guys. This is a good question from La Bamba guy. The usage of Pacheco in week 1.
I'm I thought that as well.
I did not think that that's how that was going to go.
No, and it was like the third snap, and I saw Brashard Smith there, and I was like, whoa.
The second snap. No, literally the second snap.
It was the second? Yeah, I was like, whoa, already? My guy only... I mean, I think it also was a frustration on Pat because I think their game plan went right out the window after Xavier went down. And I think that also, in a way, had a part to play, but at the same time, I don't want to look into it too much. But I also noticed that as well. I was like you said, second play, Brashard Smith was there, and I was like, if Brashard Smith gets a carry in that play, I was like, that's not okay.
Well, I was excited because I picked up Brashard Smith in all my leagues just to kind of see what would happen. You know, like, is he the next Jet McKinnon? I think it should be said that I don't think the Chiefs ran the game plan they wanted to run this week.
No,
you know,
I think that
they were not able to do what they wanted to do. I promise you, they do not want to target Hollywood Brown 14 times. Although, if you have Xavier Worthy, what could have been? My gosh, that's got to be tough to think about. So, I did not expect this to be a three-way in this backfield. I'll be honest with you guys. First off, the reports are that we didn't even think that Kareem Hunt was going to play. So he did end up playing. And by the way, he had the same amount of touches as Isaiah Pacheco. They both had 8 total touches.
Well, they didn't run the ball too much, but
surprising.
They were down often.
They didn't run the ball that much, but Pacheco coming out here and only having 51% of the snaps?
Yeah, 5 touches on the ground, 2 or 3 targets in the air, which just wasn't what you were expecting.
And now we can actually sort by running back in particular. But yeah, 31 snaps compared to 23 for Kareem. Yeah, I'll be honest. I will say that was probably over the course of the weekend so far. Everything that happened with A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Marion Hampton, every game we've seen thus far, in my opinion, the thing that I am the most worried about is this backfield in Kansas City. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but that is what concerned me the most as far as actionable takeaways from week 1 is what happened in Kansas City's backfield. That is the most concerning thing. Because if Brashard Smith is already getting work as a, 6th, 7th round rookie, was it for Brashard Smith? He's already getting worked into the rotation. And now we have another injury to someone that's supposed to stretch the field. Xavier Worthy is supposed to stretch the field for you, make your run game easier. He's not going to be there for a while. I moved Pacheco down in my rankings for sure. Let me tell you guys exactly where, because I don't remember what I settled on. But I don't want to overreact. I moved him to RB 25. He was 22.
I would say this.
I might move him lower depending on what next couple weeks show us.
That's what I'm saying. Looking into next week against Philly, that might not be ideal.
Oh my God, are they playing the Eagles next week?
They're playing the Eagles, and then they play the Giants. So he might have 2 dud weeks, and he might have an amazing week against the Giants. Then he plays Baltimore. So it is a tough run. It goes back and forth when it comes down to matchups there. So I think it just really depends. Now,
yeah, that's tough.
The only reason why I think this is my personal opinion, really quick, is Twitter version. If Xavier Worthy misses a significant amount of time, it's going to affect Isaiah Pacheco in the worst way. If Xavier Worthy somehow comes back next week, then I think it actually boosts Isaiah Pacheco. It helps him because they can go back to that game plan that they wanted to. They're going to be able to stretch the field. They're going to have to play 2 high safeties because Xavier Worthy can take the top off the defense, which means Pacheco can run the ball a little bit more. They couldn't do that at all.
So just going back,
that's a big what if. A big what if, though.
Going back and looking at this trade in the Flock League with Bush, I'm glad I was able to do this before the year because I was very concerned about doing this trade because of Pacheco. I genuinely thought Pacheco was going to be the dominant backfield in Kansas City. For real. And obviously, who knows what happens with that trade still. But anyway, yeah, I again, I don't want to harp on it too much, but that is to me the most actionable takeaways from week 1 of anything. Like the Eagle wide receivers are going to bounce back, in my opinion. They're going to be okay. But the most actionable takeaway was the Chiefs' backfield does not look as clear cut as we thought it would be. Okay. We did reach 150 likes, which means we need to do another giveaway. If you guys want to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is type week 1 into the YouTube chat and like the stream. Once you've done those 2 things, you'll be entered. We'll answer a couple more questions, and then you guys get your last entries in here, okay? What are you laughing at?
Nothing. Just people's like, hey, by the way, you got 50. Come on, I'm trying to win. And if they don't win, it sucks for them. But like, I get the excited that they want to win. But if they don't, it's like, well, you were trying to you were telling us to hum with the 50. Anyways.
James Bond, the guy on the Flock site, says, my league mates were unhappy because I gave London to the other member and created a wide receiver core of Jefferson, Neighbors, and London. Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate, but you did what was best for your team. So
for your team, yeah.
But
you just start roasting them, and when
people are just upset. They're just upset people. People are just upset. Okay, that's okay.
No one can be happy in this world.
Okay, so let's answer some questions here. Stash Caleb Johnson or Tootin? I love Tootin, but I'll stash Caleb Johnson.
Agreed.
We're just answering these at random here before we jump to the Flock site. Sutton or T? I would start T. Higgins, but it's close.
Agreed.
How do you feel about your Flock League teams? I feel great, Jacob.
Same.
Excited for week 1. I don't think the first half of Thursday Night Football could have gone better for me, Badaki. And then the second half couldn't have been more underwhelming because the Cowboys didn't score another point. Jake Ferguson, I know you watched the game. Like three plays in a row. 3 plays in a row had a chance to catch a touchdown.
I love that. I absolutely love it. I wanted him to be out after that first one. When he was getting up slowly, I was like, Jake, just be done for the game. It's okay.
Crazy. Okay.
We're playing each other this week, by the way.
Yeah,
so
we are playing each other this week.
Zach is currently up by 18 points. And I only have 4 points because I started the Eagles defense.
Did I get over 20 points already?
Nah, 18. 18.3.
So I'm up 14 then.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, you're up 14, but I'm saying you have 18 points in total, yes.
Okay. Let's answer another one here. Lou says he's benching CMC for Henderson at the 1 p.m. slate. Lou, you guys got to do what you got to do. Banana says...
Lou, if you come back and he gets hurt, I want you to run laps around us. Go crazy.
Banana says DJ or Emuka at the flex. Emuka from... Emuka Ibuka. Emeka Ibuka for me.
Emuka Ibuka. Abuga Booga.
Because he put Mbuka. I guess it's hard to... Yeah. Anyway, I always say Emeka first, but Mbuka. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm okay.
We should start calling him Book. Or Book. Whatever. Make our lives easier.
Booger
McFarland? Diggs or Ridley? I'll go Ridley there. Not fun.
I'm going Ridley as well.
Yeah.
He said, hey, cousins.
Hey, cuz.
Why you feel like that for? He said, hey, cousins.
Nah says, who are you starting at flex this week? Half PPR 10-man league. Bro, who are you starting at flex? Here are all names that are everyone's starting in every 12-man league, but start one of them. Brother, I have no idea what the outcome of this question is. You want honesty? I have no idea. You're playing Russian roulette with all these names. Tet McMillan?
In order, Tet, Ricky, Jerry, Jones. That's in order.
Parker says, if Worthy is out a few weeks, would you consider Hollywood Brown startable? I have Nakua, Wilson, Sutton, Adunze. I would. I mean, look, you pick him up off the waiver wire. You can probably put him in your flex spot, but don't expect 14 targets every week. That's unrealistic.
I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think he should be picked up, though. At least that's my opinion. Especially if Worthy's out 4 weeks. Should be some high-scoring games there, especially against Philly, Baltimore, Detroit, the Giants, you know.
All right, let's answer a couple more, and then we need to do these team reviews. and then we need to go, do our thing. So let's answer 2 more here. 2 more at random. Let's go with, by the way, I see Ash reminding here. Thanks for contributing. I just didn't see a question that I could really reply to. But thanks for being here with us. Gerard says pick 2, DK, Ridley, and Diggs Adunze. DK, Ridley, Diggs Adunze.
So it'll be Adunze and, it'll be Ridley for sure. And it's a toss between DK and Rome.
Okay.
Sorry. Actually, sorry. I'm thinking Ricky as Pierce. So it'll be DK and Adunze. I'm so sorry. I was reading Ridley as Ricky.
I was gonna say Ridley is the one I don't want to start, but okay.
Sorry.
All right, so we're pretty much on the same page there.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, one more here. Let's answer a question from someone. Let's go Mark from Cleveland. What's up, Mark? His last name is Cleveland. Well, maybe he is from Cleveland. Maybe he's not. Start Debo or Hunter? I want to have fun, and to me, that is Travis Hunter. I will show you my rankings here. I have no problem showing you the back end. That's what she said. I've got these guys back to back. Back to back. We were low on Pickens this week, so that worked out, but I don't have a strong opinion on this. I'll lean Hunter because my name's Rod and I like to party.
His name's Rod and he likes to party.
I just realized I'm not even showing you guys my rankings. There you go. Sorry.
Yeah.
You got an opinion on this one, or?
You can't go wrong. I'm really trying to. They're back to back as well. I technically have Debo over Hunter, just based off matchup. But I'm there with you. I think if there's going to be a team that's going to keep up with scoring based off matchup, is probably going to be the Panthers over the Giants and the Commanders. So I will rock there with you.
All right, let's jump to some of these team playbooks. We need to help some people review their fantasy football teams. So let's get to that portion of the stream. I appreciate all of y'all for being here with us. Keep in mind, we're going to jump in between questions and team reviews. So you can still submit your question on the Flock Fantasy website. If you're just joining us, we are doing a BOGO offer for today and today only. All right, so essentially, if you purchase a question through the Flock site to get some advice, whether that's a start sit or a trade question voucher, you get one for free. All right, that's today only. So yes. All right, let's jump into. I was gonna say, someone asked about Judkins in the 4th, and someone said, "Is Nathan in the chat?" No, look, if Judkins, to me, Judkins was in my rankings going. If he signed, and there wasn't like all these legal issues, he would have been like a 5th round pick. So now, with everything we know, I probably would draft him in like the 7th, 8th, something like that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, so basically what's going to happen right now is there are people who have submitted a team review with us. So let me show you what that looks like. When you link your team for free on ESPN Yahoo, or Sleeper on the Flock site with the My Teams feature, you then have access to, pretty much ask a question directly. So let's say you wanted a team review. You click on team review, it'll link your settings automatically. Then you can actually select your team, and you can choose Zach and Badaki from Fantasyland. Okay, that's us right there. Now, there's a couple ways that you can get a team review. Number one, every single team review also comes with a team playbook. This team playbook is like a customized game plan for your fantasy football season. Everything we talk about in your team review will be reflected in your playbook. You can use a promo code LAND, become an annual Mother Flock member. That gives you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. Or if you're a member of a different promo code, you can use the Flock store to get a team review from us a la carte. You just won't have the voucher. Now, alternatively, if we have any season pass members out there, you can also upgrade from your season pass to an annual membership and get a voucher. You can either do that here on the My Teams page or go to your account and click Edit Plan. But either way, you're going to have that option. So let's jump into Tanaki 211 here, shall we?
Tanaki? Tina, maybe? Could be wrong. Tina K?
Maybe.
Either way, it doesn't matter. 1 quarterback, 10 teams, start 8. This is the ESPN One Keeper League. Oh, that's new on the bottom there. I didn't see that. That's awesome.
Yep.
He said they say there's 3 flex spots.
Wait, did we do the giveaway? The last giveaway?
I thought we did. Hold on, let me double check.
Did we do the last giveaway?
No, we didn't.
Okay, let's spin the wheel then.
Spin the wheel. Damn it.
Did we? Someone said we did it. Colin, did we do it?
I don't remember doing it. The last one we did was Goosey and Milan.
Did we not, or did we?
We did not do the most recent one.
All right, let's do it then.
We did not.
All right, 68 of you entered. So let's see. This is for a start sit, and that is going to Parker Blue. So Parker Blue, all you have to do, my friend, DM me on Discord. There's my username. Send me a screenshot of your YouTube account and tell me your Flock Fantasy username. If you don't have an account on the Flock site, sign up with the promo code LAND for free, and then tell me your username. Let's go to the trade question voucher.
Shout out to Parker Blue.
And the trade question voucher is going to John.Aspel. I'm saying that wrong, but you know your name. Again, same thing. DM me. If you don't have an account yet, create one for free and tell me your account name. All right, let's go to Tanakh 211.
Tanakh 211 saying there's 3 flex spots, but one is a super flex. So start 2 quarterbacks. So this is a super flex league essentially.
Okay.
Also have 2 defenses, Vikings and Packers. Thinking I'll drop Vikings once Parsons is playing, but might stream like Jags or drop Vikings and hang on Packers. Weak position is wide receiver. Okay.
I just say just straight out off the bat, but I get to answer that question. Do not be precious with defenses. Stream them every week. I don't care if that means you have to drop a specific defense that you feel like is going to be great every single week. It's all based off of matchup. This week, the Packers play the Lions. Are you going to start the Packers defense versus the best offense in the NFL last year? Probably not, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So don't, handcuff your roster with defenses. Don't be so precious with defenses. Just stream them every week. That's like the first thing you have to know in fantasy football. Don't limit your roster like that. But sorry, go ahead.
So if I'm reading this correctly, this is a meat and potatoes because they said there's 3 flex spots, but one is super flex.
Yeah. So
okay,
it's probably actually a start 9 then.
Yeah, this is a start 9 meat and potatoes super flex league.
Yeah.
And at the quarterback position, Bo Nix, Kyler Murray, Drake May. That's good quarterback room, especially in the super flex league. At the running back position, Bijan, Ashton, Genty, Bucky Irving, Travion Henderson, Caleb Johnson. Really good running back room. At the wide receiver position, like you said, it was weak. Marvin, Caleb, Higgins, Rasheed, which is not the strongest, with Tyler Warren there. Untradables off the rip is going to be Bijan and Genty. Stashes at the moment, you can stash a name like Caleb Johnson, and I would say Jaden Higgins, just because I was gonna say Ollie Gordon, but you have such good running back room that you don't really have to stash him if you don't want to. Waiver wire pickups additions. Quentin Johnson and Joe Mixon are on your waiver wire right now, which is absolutely crazy. Those are 2 guys I would be picking up
for sure, though.
Yeah. Quinshon Judkins, Joe Mixon. I also think a name like Brandon Ayuk, especially in your wide receiver room that is weak, is probably worth picking up and putting it in your IR potentially. Same thing with a name like Keenan Allen. I know, I think he did okay. Somebody that is
he was great,
flexible.
Yeah.
I mean, he scored a touchdown to be fair, but yes, he was like great.
9 targets, 20 points, though, right? I mean, yeah, he was heavily involved.
Yeah, he was. Oddly enough, the wide receiver 1 on that team we all thought had the least amount of fantasy points, and that's Lamar McConkey.
Yeah, but that's not going to carry on forever. But 10 targets in week 1 for Keenan, I mean, he's a flexible name every week.
100%. And the cut forward cast will be Rashid Shaheed today if you wanted to pick up one of those guys. Once again, Quinshon, Joe Mixon, Brandon Ayuk, Keenan Allen. I think since you are struggling at the wide receiver position, I would be prioritizing a name like Keenan Allen right now.
Well, you can't pick him up today, but yeah.
Yes.
Can I walk you through exactly what I would do as well? Like,
sure.
Number 1, you don't need to roster 3 quarterbacks. Make a decision. It's a 1 quarterback. Actually, it's super flex. My bad. Never mind.
Super flex. So it's good to
keep all those quarterbacks. I just remembered it was super flex. But number 1, I would probably drop Shaheed And then I would do the following. I will pick up Joe Mixon and put him on my IR. Okay, now I have another free spot still. If you have a second IR, then you come back to wide receiver, you add Brandon Ayuk for free. Now you have 2 players on your IR, if you have 2 IR spots, completely free. And you still have another spot open. And with that last spot, because you can't add Keenan Allen right now, he's going to be locked in every league, then you come back and you add Quinshon Judkins. And then next week, you can make the decision if you want to add Keenan. Maybe you drop Ollie if he's not involved. And, that's going to make your life a lot easier. So that is the perfect game plan for your team right now before week 1. But
quick question.
Yeah.
No IR spot, have to pick up one person. Who are you picking up?
No IR spot, have to pick up one. Probably Judkins.
For me, that would be potentially Keenan, just based off of.
Well, you can't pick up Keenan right now. Anyway.
I know you can't pick up Keenan right now, but I'm just saying. I guess in the start of next week. So yeah, you can pick up Judkins now. Wait to see how that mix is going to work after week 1, and then go from there. Because our wide receiver 2 room is it's struggling pretty hard right there. But once again, that's not the expectation of Keenan Allen every week. Overall team grade.
Yeah, the wide receiver room is struggling for sure, but everywhere else is really strong. So I'm going to probably lean like a B+.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
It's a really good team. You just need some help at wide receiver.
Yeah, completely agree. And that's everything for admin there. So maybe probably trying to get one of these wide receivers off of using these running backs somehow, some way we can utilize.
Yeah. It's tough because you don't want to sell your top 3
No, you don't.
running backs. But
it's kind of hard.
Nobody wants Caleb or Ollie right now.
Yeah.
So the course of action moving forward is actually kind of tough, if I'm honest. Shoot, man. That's tough. I'm trying to think about what piece to use.
Okay, so if your first scenario is correct and they can pick up Quinshon Judkins, might as well see if we can trade Travion now and see what type of pivot we can get.
Gosh, trading Travion is so dangerous before week 1 though.
Just think they have enough depth to do it, especially the wide receiver position.
They do, to be fair. And if you can get one of those guys going in the 3rd, so like Henderson, like a JSN is ideal, for example. Let's see the teams that have a running back need. And I don't think this is unrealistic to ask for like a JSN, especially on like ESPN formats. If this is ESPN, JSN was going super late. So let's find a running back needy team. I'm going to go from the top to the bottom. We want to find someone who has a real need. This guy has a bunch of receivers. He's got Travis Hunter. But that's not an exact swap, unfortunately. Yeah, let's keep looking. There's going to be running back needy teams, by the way, that your league looks right now. This guy is Aaron Jones' RB3. He's got Amon-Ra and... Okay, let's keep looking. Guy who has J.K. Dobbins as his RB2. It's tough to tell you to go pick up Lad when you can get Keenan for free off the waiver wire, though.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
How about Devontae Adams or... Yeah. I'd probably go a 2 for 2 here, where I grab Devontae Adams, but I want Ricky Pearsall too. I'm trying to figure out how to make this happen. So
the problem with that trade is that Xavier Worthy just went down. They have Xavier Worthy. That's literally the worst team to try and trade a wide receiver away from.
Yeah.
And they're probably on the edge because CMC.
Yeah. Yeah, look, you're in a difficult spot. This is a 10-team league. Not many people have needs, quote unquote. What I'll do is I'm just going to tell you like equivalent names that I'd love to make the swap for. So I think of names like T. Higgins, JSN, Marvin Harrison, those names.
Tataroa, maybe.
Yeah, I think you could do a 2-for-2 with T-Mac. What did I just say? I said T. Higgins,
Yeah,
Marvin
Jason
Harrison.
T. Higgins. He has Marvin, by the way.
He already
So
has Marvin.
Tet, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to put Terry in that list.
Tet McMillan is interesting if we can make it a 2-for-2. So let's see who has McMillan.
Middletown is the name of that team.
So, for example, here we want to get Matthew Golden in this deal as well somehow. So we'll send you Henderson and what? Henderson and Caleb Johnson. But that's kind of a straight swap for Johnson and Golden, so that's not really like an upgrade. We let's also add Javonte. If you could add like Javonte and Higgins or something, no, Javonte and Shaheed, that would be ideal. But it's going to be tougher now, obviously.
Yeah, this guy doesn't have a QB2 either, so.
Well, you don't have ideal
quarterback?
trade partners, honestly. I'm going to be honest with you. Like right now, after week 1, you might need to hold and wait until week 2. But that's.
I was just going to say really fast, just based off of that trade, and then we can move on to the next one. This guy doesn't have a QB2. What happens if we sold this guy a QB2 and just pick up? Like,
I don't want to
Sam
not have
Darnold?
a QB3 though.
But you could pick up Sam Darnold or something.
If Sam
But then
Darnold's on the
up
waiver
tier.
wire,
And then up tier at wide receiver,
Yeah,
or like
okay.
tight end or something like that. Like just thinking out loud. But if not, we
yeah.
can,
What team was that then? Matthew Stafford team.
Yeah, the Middletown.
Well, we give him, let's say, Kyler Murray. We ask back for probably Jonathan Taylor or something.
Yeah. Adam Fox is next.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, cool. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for letting us review the squad.
Yeah. Love.
When is he going to get his playbook, by the way?
Most likely in the next 48 hours. 48 to 72 hours there. When it comes down to stuff like this. Because today, we'll do it today. I'll probably do it tomorrow. So probably get it maybe tomorrow afternoon if
Okay.
I can stay awake after the games. But anyways, appreciate you. Thank you so much. You're going to be receiving a customized playbook with everything that we drew up here today within 48 to 72 hours on the Flock Fantasy message system. There, Tina, thank you so much for that support. Now, Adam.
8
is
crazy
next.
nights with the super message. Let's jump to that real fast.
Okay.
Says, should I drop
Refresh.
Cedric Tillman and pick up QJ? I'm completely indifferent. I don't view QJ as like a weekly starter. I think he's going to be a little bit boom bust. I also don't project the Chargers to have like a 65% throw rate for the rest of the year. I would say week 1 has a lot of potential to be an outlier for the Chargers offense as a whole, as far as the way that it operated. But I don't have a strong opinion between Tillman and QJ. So, yeah, I mean, I would arguably say that if Tillman has a huge game in week 1, he's more exciting to me than Quentin Johnson the rest of the season because of the competition in Cleveland. There's none outside of Judy, right? So
I think it just depends on the performance and what that's going to look like. I would just say I would rather have the player on a better offense, but there's so many mouths to feed in that offense when it comes down to it. I would just wait off on Quentin and keep Tillman for at least 2 weeks, but Quentin's not going to make it to waiver wires after week 2, so that's also the hard part.
you can be aggressive on him, if you want to, if Tillman doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, if Tillman, what happens if it's vice versa, right?
Sure.
Tillman doesn't do anything.
It's a
week
lot of
1,
hypotheticals right now, isn't it?
Yeah, week 2 kind of goes that way. We'll wait and see.
All right,
Anyways,
Adam.
Adam, thank you so much. One quarterback, 10 teams start 7. So that is a heavy hitter there. I'll put that in the chat here for everyone to see. He says, "Hey, I just wrapped up my fantasy football draft and wanted to get some outside perspective. How do you think I did with my picks? Are there any weak spots or possible moves I should consider making before the season starts?" Okay, well, let's have a look. Are you currently ranked first in the rankings?
Mm-hmm.
Drake May at the quarterback position. At the running back room, Chase Brown, Marion, Kenneth Walker, Jordan Mason, Travis Etienne, good running back room. Wide receiver, JJ, London, Tataroa, and Mika, Ricky, Calvin with Tyler Warren and Colston Loveland there. Untouchables off the rip is going to be Justin Jefferson as an untradeable. I would probably just say, since it is a smaller league, I would also put Drake London as a guy that's untradeable if you really wanted to. Stashes would most likely be probably the Masons of the worlds, just to wait and see what's going to happen. And I would say probably just Travis Etienne. Waiver wire additions in a smaller league like this. By the way, I would be starting Jared Goff or Jordan Love over Drake May this week personally.
Who are you going to drop though? If he thinks Drake May has like this big ceiling, which I agree. And
I
you know
agree
that
too.
the Goff Lover on the waiver wire for you. Who is he going to drop to?
I would just, when it comes down to dropping, I would just play the waiver wire each and every week. It's a 10-man league. There's plenty of
Maybe we can make a 2-for-1
quarterbacks.
deal to help him free up a spot.
Because at the waiver wire position, there are some people. Trey Benson, Tootin is somebody I would like to pick up. Brandon Ayuk is someone I like to pick up there. You don't have anyone to drop, which is the problem.
Yeah.
There's no one even in 2 weeks. I guess Travis Etienne is probably the longest stint player that you can drop. But even then, like after week 3 and Travis Etienne is clearly that Tank Bigsby and the number 1 guy, then you can drop him. But if it's 50-50, I would still be keeping Etienne, you know?
Yeah.
It's a tough one there when it comes down to cut forecast. But overall team grade here for me, I do like this team. I think it's a really good team. I like the running back room. I like the wide receiver room. I would give this like a B plus A minus type of team.
Yeah.
Not sure how you're feeling.
I lean A minus. I really like it, but it's a 10-teamer, so maybe I should say B plus, because a lot of these 10-team leagues are pretty good. The teams are pretty easy to fill out, but I love it. You have a ton of depth. If May, Brown, Hampton, Jefferson, London, Tyler are your 6, you're going to be deciding in your flex spot between Walker, T-Mac, Egbuka, Pearsall, Ridley every week. A lot of options. I would definitely be trying to 2-for-1 upgrade across the board. So let's have a look at some options. So ideally, we could look at doing a... I don't want to lose Ricky, but I have no problem like adding like Ricky, Etienne, May to a deal.
Yeah.
And then
I wonder. See your super chats. We'll get to them right after this. Okay, guys.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if we could upgrade at quarterback. Let's find a. Is there any team that has any needs at all? The guy who just lost Xavier Worthy, unfortunately, he doesn't have an elite quarterback. He does have Trey McBride, but you've already got Tyler Warren, so you might as well see what Tyler Warren becomes. That's unfortunate. The guy who has Josh Allen is rostering 3 quarterbacks. What a dumbass. Sorry, that was probably mean.
That's rude as hell, man.
The guy who has Lamar Jackson actually could be a great fit because his running back and wide receiver depth is not that great. So can we go get Lamar Jackson? If this is not going to cut it, which fair enough, then can, instead of it being Pearsall, what about Egbuka? What about Jordan Mason? You know, so does this have to be Jordan Mason and Emeka Egbuka? I would hate for that to be the case, but I would do it for Lamar Jackson in a small league like yours.
Yeah, I would as well.
So that's a really great team to talk to. Let's keep looking here. The guy who has Jaden Daniels has a pretty solid squad. I don't think he has any real true need, but same thing. I would do this deal for Jaden Daniels in such a small league where depth just isn't really that important. Improve your overall starting lineup there. And if you can make a deal where you send away 3 for 1, then you get 2 free pickups off the waiver wire.
Yeah, I would agree. And you have those opportunities to pick up those guys like that. That then excludes if you picking up the Jared Goff, so you can pick up the Bensons of the world, the Tutons of the world, the Brandon Ayuk's as well. If those tight ends don't break out for you, which you have Loveland and Warren, you could pick up a guy like Ferguson if you really wanted to. Not saying you have to, but just if they don't go the way it goes.
You can also package Etienne and May for Bo Nix. And the guy who has Bo Nix does have a running back need, and he already has 2 solid quarterbacks, so he'd be willing to part with Nix. So that's another option. But you can also just kind of like you can also just play this out until week 1 and kind of like play it cool and calm and collected. But like the team a lot, I think you're in a great spot, and you drafted, like, your depth is insane.
Yeah, depth is really good for a team like this. So you did well, man. You should be receiving your playbook here within 48 to 72 hours. I don't think there's anything unless you wanted to explore one last thing.
No, that's it. But we appreciate you big time. Like Badaki said, everything we talked about today will be customized and sent in your playbook here within the next 48 to 72 hours. So appreciate you for being here. Anybody out there who wants their team reviewed, you can get your team reviewed from us. Everybody who gets a team review with Fantasyland on the Flock site, Zach and Badaki with Code Land, you also get a playbook. So it's an extra addition into getting a review from us, all customized to your team. You can get that by using the promo code LAND, becoming an annual Mother Flocker member. You'll get a voucher that you can use through the Flock store afterwards. Alternatively, if you're a member of a different promo code, you can still go to the Flock store, get a team review from us. You just have to buy it a la carte instead of having a voucher. And also, if you're a season pass member with Code Land, you can upgrade and get a free voucher as well to an annual Mother Flocker member. Super chat from Cooper says Bigsby, Tillman, or Higgins in week 1. Yeah, wow. So many question marks with all these names.
Yeah. Look, there's no definitive answer here. I think the one that has the most obvious pathway just feels like Higgins, in my opinion. No Christian Kirk. He's not going to play. He's the wide receiver 2. There's no one else behind him that can take over that opportunity. Should be, I would imagine, a high-scoring game. They play the Rams.
If you already started Worthy in week 1, then I'd shoot for probably Tillman, honestly.
Okay.
If you've already lost Worthy, you need, like, best case scenario. You know what I mean? And I feel like best case scenario is being a part of that Joe Flacco, come from behind, sling the ball around type of matchup.
Sure.
But Jaden Higgins is a great option too.
Yeah. 2 different opinions there. So hopefully that makes somehow your life easier.
Yeah.
If not, appreciate you and the support there.
Yep. Mr. Trey Cinco says bench Ridley for Hunter and Igbuka or JMO. Bench Ridley for Hunter and Igbuka or JMO. I'm not sure what the question is. I'll just rank these guys in order, which would be Jameson, Igbuka, Hunter, Ridley. Ridley would be my last. Like, I'm not sure if you need to start 2 or 1, but that's how I would answer that.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right, we've got another team review here from Macaulay Skulkins. What's up, Macaulay? Appreciate you. It is a dynasty team. Let's go ahead and do it though.
Yeah, 1 quarterback, 12 teams, start 9. It looks like. So that is going to be our middle ground here. It's just 2 questions, by the way. Tercero cinco.
Well, I ranked them in order.
Yeah.
Surely that answers it, right?
I think so. Just want to make sure.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Macaulay.
This is the middle ground pathway there. Your team is currently ranked 3rd out of 12. and let's have a
You've
look
got
at
one team in this league. This is what happens in Dynasty sometimes. That is just absolutely dominating the rest of you guys. So, going to be hard to compete in this league with a team like that who has Gibbs, Bijan, CeeDee, Amon-Ra, Bowers, Lamar Jackson, but you're currently ranked third. Let's have a look.
All right, at the quarterback position here, Bo Nix, Kyler Murray, Jackson Dart. All you need at the quarterback position. That's good. Running back, Travion. Big drop off, JCM, Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason. So you do have a starting RB2 in Aaron Jones and JCM, or Jordan Mason, obviously, if Aaron Jones goes down. The wide receiver position, you can start 5 wide receivers, and your starting 5 is Malik, Brian Thomas, JSN, Luther, Coker, Pat Bryant. The list goes on with David and Njoku there. Going straight to some untouchables. Obviously, Malik Neighbors is going to be an untouchable for you. Brian Thomas Jr. is an untouchable for you as well. Easy holds in a team like this, especially Dynasty. Let's see what JCM is going to be. Luther Burden as well is going to be a hold for us going into this year.
Woody Marks.
Yep, Woody Marks.
JSN. Here's the issue. Like, I want to tell this team to be patient, but they don't have any picks in 2026. Like, they don't have any of their own picks in 2026. So they really have to compete. Their start 9 would be Nix, Henderson, Jones, Neighbors, Thomas, and Njoku. That makes 6, right? Then JSN makes 7. I don't know where the 8-9 comes from. Maybe Jordan Mason, you're starting both of those running backs. Did the team have 26 first? I didn't see first. Am I wrong?
No.
I don't see a 26 first. It's a fourth. It's 2 fourths. Yeah, I don't know. How did we lose our first round pick, though? Like, where could it have possibly gone? Oh, did this team have... Oh, my God. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 first round picks in 2026. And
Yeah.
this guy basically knew what he was doing in Dynasty, and he took advantage of all of you. That's what happened here.
Yeah, no question. Definitely took advantage of him.
But look, your team's not bad. It's just you guys are all pretty much playing for second place. Look, anything's possible, right? Overall, don't like that you don't have your picks, because I probably would have preferred to have been more of a seller this year without having like a strong flex. But we can't really do that. I put this at like a B- team grade.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
And I guess we have to go windows open.
Yeah. Meaning that he has to compete now.
But
No
you should
point
not
of-
be sending your future first round picks away on this team.
Yeah, for this team, yeah. That is all admin, by the way.
So, is there any team that needs a quarterback? Could we sell Kyler Murray to any team? Because really, outside of that, I really am not sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a 1 quarterback league, start 12, so there's not that many
Well,
terrible.
It's a 12-teamer, though. Surely someone needs a quarterback on a 12-teamer, no?
Oh, sorry, it's start 9. The worst team right now, quarterback room.
Big Blue has
currently
CJ.
CJ and Kirk Cousins.
So, can we find... He's got too many top-end running backs. Like, I doubt... All right, let's see. How about Team 11, you mad bro, has JJ and Ward. They're probably feeling like they invested into quarterback already. Brock Purdy, Justin Fields. Yeah, this is tough. Pat Mahomes, Dak Prescott. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part about a 1 quarterback league. Herbert Mayfield. This is a tough league to be a part of, honestly, because clearly one guy has all the assets and he's kind of got everybody in a chokehold, and that makes trades incredibly hard. He's got 3 tight ends in his top 10. He won't start, just but one of them. He's got all your first round picks. How are you supposed to make flexible trade ideas in a league like this? It's almost impossible. There's such an imbalance of power.
It's just not fun in a league like this.
No, not really.
And then we don't want to tell you not to compete, because what's going to happen is like you're just going to be bad for this year and next year, but you don't even have your first round pick.
But this team is going to be good. It's just the flex spots that are rough.
Yeah, I agree. The flex is rough.
Man.
Unless we use that 27th third and get a low end wide receiver, but even then, what low end wide receiver can we actually get for a third?
Not one that's really worth starting, unfortunately.
By the time, it's like off the rip, Stephon Diggs is like the first one that comes to mind. But even then, like we're not jumping for joy for that. Calvin Ridley's, I doubt you can even get for a third at the moment.
Debo,
like the names are like Debo, Mooney, Jacoby Myers of the world. These guys aren't going to really make or break your team. Josh Downs, I doubt you can do Josh Downs for that, actually.
Yeah, lower level running backs, maybe. Tony Pollard for Murray. That's probably the highest you could do, like a Swift. And I think most people probably aren't going to want to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You could try and buy low on Pacheco at this point, right after week 1. You kind of need a body in your running back room.
Yeah, look, there's
Tracy,
definitely... Let me see.
Tracy Javante.
People are going to be stingy with Javante, I would say. But yeah, Javante. Tank.
Yeah.
Can you do Tank for a third, maybe?
Tank Bigsby for a third. Yeah.
I mean, you could do... I don't know if you can do Tootin.
Anyway,
we're going to want to keep him. But yeah, like...
Look, honestly, you're in a very difficult position in this league. But your team isn't bad. It's just you've kind of strapped yourself to a game plan without your future first round picks. There's no logical reason not to compete now.
Yeah, completely agree.
Well,
but we appreciate you, Macaulay.
Sorry, it wasn't more positive. Just it was honest.
You should be receiving your playbook here within 24 to 48 hours on the Flock Fantasy message system. You will receive that message and a customized playbook for your team and your pathways and everything that you should be doing moving forward. But we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the support.
One last question for the day from Ramen God says, drop CMC or JCM for Quinshawn. Wow.
Look, I don't know how you feel about this. I'm not saying I'm not a big believer in Quinshawn. They still going through the NFL investigation. Is he actually going to play this year? If he does sign with the team, his first week is not even going to be until the week 2, right? So he's been with the team officially now. He's probably going to travel with the team. They're going to have him, bring him in with everyone, but like he hasn't worked out. He doesn't know the game plan. He doesn't know anything. So let's just say in 4 weeks, he's going to be able to be acclimated and custom with the offense, with his body. You're not going to be able to start him until week 6, week 7. By that time, what if JCM already popped off?
Judkins already signed, by the way.
Yeah, so I understand. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about when are we going to be comfortable starting him in that matter. And I don't think that won't happen to the next 4 to 5 weeks.
Well, we also have to see if the NFL is going to suspend him or not.
I think that's another risk as well. I don't know.
Probably hold JCM for now, but man, there's got to be another name you can drop, right? Yeah, I'll probably hold JCM for now, but it's tough. It's a tough one. Not a great offense anyway. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. You can ask a question on the Flock site all the way up until kickoff, and you'll have access to us. We'll reply offline. Outside of that, good luck this week, and we'll see you guys here next week. Right after the second slate of games on Sunday, come join us on the stream. We'll talk about everything that happened. But appreciate y'all. Nothing but love. We'll see you soon.
Love.